He smiled. "Lady Eberhardt," he said smoothly, "may I have this dance?" Elke was taken aback by Reiner Michel's sudden boldness but kept her composure. "It's our first time meeting. Yet you seem to know who I am," she said, maintaining a nonchalant tone. Reiner Mikhel and Apos, as eyes lingered on her. "His Majesty told me about you," he replied, then added with a subtle smirk. "And it seems you know who I am, too." Elke's expression remained unreadable as he continued. "I believe Count 𝔗𝔬𝔦𝔫𝔱𝔢 may have mentioned me, though I doubt he spoke of me kindly." Elke sighed softly. "It's not my place to judge whether someone is good or bad," she said. "Bjorn speaks only the truth." Reiner Mikhel chuckled. "Then I hope you and Apos lines judge me for yourself." Without waiting for an answer, he gently pulled her closer by the waist, their faces now mere inches apart. Elke remained composed despite the sudden closeness, her expression calm. A faint scent of cigarettes clung to Reiner Mikhel, sharp but oddly comforting. It brought back a memory, her father, scowling as he ordered the maids to burn the clothes of anyone reeking of smoke. Ever since His Majesty began associating with Reiner Mikhel, he's turned into a proper chain smoker, he had grumbled. Tobacco might as well be planted by the devil himself. Yet here she was, dancing with the very man her father detested, and somehow, the scent that once symbolized disgrace now gave her a strange sense of ease. As they continued to move to the rhythm of the music, Elke's thoughts wandered. She didn't notice she was staring until Reiner Mikhel caught her gaze. Reiner Mikhel smirked with amusement, clearly entertained by Elke's reaction. His confidence was evident as he observed her. Fully aware of the attention she had been giving him, he leaned in slightly, his gaze steady and filled with playful intent. Elke, however, kept her composure, refusing to respond to his provocations. Instead, a distant look crossed her face, one that hinted at a deeper memory, a truth anchored by her brother Bjorn's uncheckable words. Reiner, sensing something in her silence, pretended to reflect, mocking the idea that Count 𝔗𝔬𝔦𝔫𝔱𝔢 would ever have complimented him. He imagined 𝔗𝔬𝔦 had dismissed him as nothing more than a mutt plucked from the gutter. Still, Elke didn't offer further clarification, merely noting, with a subtle frown, that Reiner had chosen to interpret her words in his own way. Reiner chuckled again, unfazed. As the final notes of the music faded, Elke offered a polite bow. Reiner reached for her hand without warning, startling her. His grip was light but intentional, playfully squeezing her fingers. He seemed amused by their conversation during the dance, suggesting that they hadn't truly danced at all. She mentioned the impropriety of dancing with the same partner repeatedly, to which Reiner replied with feigned ignorance, hinting at his supposed lack of formal education. Around them, murmurs rippled through the ballroom. Curious eyes watched. Elke grew uneasy, her irritation mounting. Her glance fell on her brother Bjorn, and a sudden realization struck her. Reiner had only danced with her to provoke him. But even as she tried to convince herself that Bjorn wouldn't care, she caught him staring in their direction. Her heart betrayed her thoughts because deep down, she knew he did care, and that frightened her. Reiner followed her gaze and locked eyes with Bjorn. A silent tension crackled between them, sharp and unspoken. But as the atmosphere thickened, Elke's attention was drawn elsewhere too, a shadowy figure lingering at the edge of the room. Her body froze. She knew who was the man on the corner staring at her intently. Reiner, unaware of the shift, continued speaking until he noticed her expression had darkened. Elke's eyes were no longer passive, they were sharp, focused, and predatory. Reiner glanced down at her, puzzled by the sudden change. His tone was firm, his concern plain. Seeing the shift in her demeanor, he asked what had happened. Then, with a frustrated sigh, she dismissed his concern, growing irritated by his continued analysis of social behavior and veiled observations. But Reiner remained calm, intrigued. He remarked, half joking, half serious, that all information held value. They continued to dance, when Reiner Mikhel leans closer and whisper on Elke's ears, and that he himself was willing to be used, if it would help her. The boldness of his offer stunned her for a brief moment. Then she pulled away, regaining her composure. She turned and walked off without looking back, determined and burning inside. She approached Bjorn quickly, calling out to him. He turned, instantly alert, and reprimanded her choice to dance with Reiner. Elke hesitated, then confessed what she had seen Samuel Redenmark, present at the celebration when he was meant to be far away, dispatched with Rua's forces. Bjorn remained calm, almost indifferent, and gently suggested that she consider forgiveness. The words hit her like a blow. Samuel, who humiliated her a few years ago, and now her own brother asked her to forget, to move on, to forgive. Elke's mind reeled. the noise of the room fading behind a wave of rising emotions and resurfacing memories. The silence she endured, all of it returned, flooding her thoughts as the weight of the past refused to stay buried.